All right, welcome back. We're going to go back to the phone lines, open topic. And I know we are experiencing some problems in the vision communications area. And I know you're not seeing me because you're experiencing some problems, but on the replays that you will see me. And please, when you're in these cable areas and you have problems, let us know as soon as you can, because we can call those cable companies and try to get their text to get us on. Sometimes they have technical problems on their end, and we're broadcasting, and you think it's us that's not sending out the signal, and we are, because we're everywhere else in the vision cable system. They're obviously having some problems. So on the replay, when you're hearing me talk, just jot down our number and give us a call whenever you see it go out, and that way we can get it that problem remedied pretty quickly. Okay? Thank you. HTV, welcome to Bayou Time. You're on. Go ahead, please.
Hey, Martin.
How you doing tonight?
How you doing tonight, okay?
Good.
I was just reading up a little bit over here on this deficit we have right now.
Yeah.
The U.S. government owes Social Security $4.6 trillion that they borrowed.
Right.
From years past. And right here they're reading, how did we get from $5.8 trillion in 2001 to its current $14.3 trillion. The biggest contributors to the nearly $9 trillion increase over the decade were 2001 and 2003 tax cuts under President George W. Bush, $1.6 trillion. Additional interest costs, $1.4 trillion. Wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, $1.3 trillion. 2003, creation of Medicare prescription drug benefit, $300 billion. 2008, financial industry bailout, $200 billion. Economic stimulus package under Obama, $800 billion. Hundreds of billions less in revenue than expected since the Great Recession began in December of 2007. So how can you say that this president that just took over is responsible for this deficit?
Yeah. Who said that?
A lot of people are saying that.
Well, no, I think
no, not you.
To be fair.
I hear it on your TV.
Yeah, to be fair. All
right.
And I'm gonna try to be fair. I think George Bush had something to do with it, but I promise you,
he had a hell of a lot more to do with it than Obama, though.
I disagree with that because.
Well, it's right here.
Well, no, I understand, but where you reading that from, a Democratic blog?
No, I'm reading that from the Daily Comment.
Okay. All right, who they owned by?
Well, I don't know who they owned by, but this is
New
fact.
York Times.
I tell you what, if Mr. History is listening, you know what I'm talking about?
Right.
I'd like him to look that up for me.
Well, here's the thing on my
wait, hold on, let me finish.
The spin machine is going to work on both sides. You know that.
Well, Obama wasn't in there when the Iraq and Afghanistan war started.
No, I agree with that.
I mean,
I agree.
It's the years. I mean, you can tell. I'm not saying Obama's right neither, but I'm saying this is the fact. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm an independent. I'm not a Republican, and I'm not a Democrat. Okay? I agree with the Republicans. We need to cut. We do. Too much wasteful spending. But I also agree in letting the Bush tax cuts expire. I mean, this has been going on for 10 years, too. And the trickle down didn't work, Martin.
Well, but let me ask you this.
What?
Let me ask you this. Let me interject in here.
All right.
How are you going to stimulate the economy by cutting the legs off of the people that employ the employees in this nation? How is that possibly going to work?
The point okay, hold on 1 second. The point I'm trying to make, they've been having these tax cuts since 2001.
Mm-hmm.
And when George Bush left office, we were supposed to have a lot of jobs. What happened?
Mm-hmm.
Because these tax cuts were supposed to These people were supposed to furnish jobs. And nobody, you're not going to hire me unless you need me. Correct?
Yeah, but I'm not.
You're going to hire me because you get tax breaks?
Well, no, people hire people for different reasons. But let me just tell you this. I promise you, if I'm going to start getting taxed 60 and 65% here at HTV, I am not going to be able to continue to bring you the services that I bring you on a nightly basis.
60%?
No, I'm just saying if it gets to that point that people are not going to be able, it's the old theory. Let me tell you this old theory.
We are regular working people. We tax 35 to 38%.
I understand, but when you get in, when you work and you take the gamble and you move to, in other words, if I make a certain amount of money here at HTV, and if I do well in a certain year, when I take those profits after taxes, you know what I do with those profits? A lot of that goes back into buying new buildings. I'm about to move HTV to those DuPont buildings.
Like you do, Martin, evidently.
Well, a lot of them are. So you're gonna cut the legs off of the people that put people to work.
If you put the money back, you ought to have a tax break on it. If you don't, you send it to Switzerland. You shouldn't.
Yeah, but there's a double-edged sword there.
Without being secure, what is your tax bracket?
Well, that's for me to know.
All right.
It's probably fairly high, I'll be honest with you. But
it might be fairly low too, though.
Well, it's fairly low compared to some of them other guys, yeah.
Which I don't blame you. You should get a break.
Well, no, but let me say this.
If you're hiring people.
I'm going to be completely frank with you. I've worked my behind off to get where I'm at. Too. But I don't want to give it all back to the government because I happen to reach finally at a stage of my life a point where I'm making a certain amount of money. Why do I want to give it to everybody that's just sitting down on the couch ready to collect a paycheck?
Well, why I want to give $38 out of my $100 to everybody sitting on the couch too?
You're right. I agree with you. I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. 15% flat tax.
Big companies like exactly. That's what they need to do.
I'm for the 15% flat tax.
This debate they're having in Washington, they just don't want to work together, bro.
No, well, that's understood. But it's to the point, all they want to do is argue.
And just like Social Security, they plan on cutting that out. We paid for that.
That's exactly. That's money.
Not an entitlement.
Yeah, that's not their money.
Exactly. Plus, they owe us $4.5 trillion.
Well, I'll say this because I do agree. George W. Bush wasn't Ronald Reagan. George W. Bush wasn't George Herbert Bush. All right, so he is part of the problem, but President Obama is also a major part of the problem. You put those two together?
I tell you what, I take President Obama's bill before I take his.
Well,
all right, let's get off of that.
All right, we can argue that for days.
Okay, about your bath salt.
Yeah.
It looked like that little dude that went to Gordy's house was on that, from what I read.
That's your speculation, not mine. I'm not sure. I'm not a doctor,
that's so a bad thing, bro.
Yeah.
That's a real bad thing.
It is a bad thing.
And Martin, they don't care whether you buy this store or not. They're going to have it behind the counter. You know how that works.
Well, but that's why we need people. That's why we need people to walk in those stores, because when they see our HTV cameras, you know what they do? They start calling all the convenience stores.
Exactly.
I've seen it. By the time I get to the east side of Terrebonne Parish, they already know I'm coming.
Exactly. You can't beat them.
People walk in there and take a picture real quick.
The only way you can fix that is do like 14 other states or 15 other states. Legalize marijuana.
I don't agree with that.
The real stuff.
Well, I don't agree with that. I
don't like it neither.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong.
I just think our own town's got to take care of our own town and not tolerate that kind of behavior in our town.
You're not going to stop it, Martin. I'm telling you.
All right.
You're doing a good job.
How did they stop strip joints from being around schools? Tell me how that. Remember they had one about to go up around a school a couple of years ago?
They stopped them around the school, Martin.
Wait, but how did the community?
Moved down the block.
Yeah, but how? Wait, but I'm just saying. Let's start one step at a time.
All right.
How did it get stopped? The people raised all kinds of holy hell about it,
right?
And it got stopped.
Then they'll go to a rural place and bill it, and the people who come there, the ones who want to go to a strip joint.
So what we're going to do? We're going to raise our hands up and say, all right, everybody,
you're doing
selling.
the right thing, Martin.
All right.
You're doing the right thing, but it's just a futile battle.
Yeah, but I ain't throwing in the towel yet.
I know you're not, but it's just it's our lawmakers that need to pass some good laws. Just like they said in 14 other states that they legalized marijuana, and that drug problem went down. I mean, you can see it on TV, you know, and they did. By statistics, the drug problem went down. And it don't matter to me because I like my beer. But anyway, Mark, that's a few little things I want to touch up on.
All right, well, I appreciate it.
And I appreciate talking to you.
All right, have a good night.
All right, you
bye-bye. HTV, welcome to Bayou Time. You're on. Go ahead, please.
Good afternoon, Mark.
How you doing, my man?
All right, how you feeling today?
Oh, man, I'm riled up tonight.
Yeah, you're looking good. Martin, I'm with you on that stuff. You know what they ought to do to their stores when they catch them with that stuff, bro? They ought to take their business license away where they can't get no more business license at all in Louisiana. No kind of business license. That would scare a lot of them, I guarantee. I think they would think twice.
They're supposed to lose their business when they sell it when it was illegal.
They shouldn't just lose their business or they can't get another business license in Louisiana.
Well, I agree. And I had a call in for Joe Waits today. He's going to call me back tomorrow, and I'm going to talk about the legalities of it. But
I tell you what,
it's pitiful.
Yeah, anyone ever sell one of that stuff to my kids, and something happened to my kid, and I find out about it, the Lord gonna have hell to stop me from going to that store, because I'm going to that store straight to that person that sold it to them. Yeah. I mean, my kids don't fool with it as far as I know. But if I ever do find out, and I find the store that sells it, I'm going to make my own law. I mean, I hate to say that. I know the law is trying, the damn system ain't right. System ain't right. They put them in jail, the court let them out. They give them bail, they shouldn't give them no kind of bail, boy. They'll put them in there and throw the key away like the foreign countries do. They get caught in them foreign countries. You know how kind of trouble they're in when they're out there. That's what ought to happen over here,
If I hadn't seen, and I'm not going to sit here and be a hypocrite. I've told everybody who's watching tonight that I'm a social drinker. So occasionally you'll see me having a drink. Yeah. But if I was bleeding from the brain from having a social drink, I would stop. This stuff that they're giving to the kids is making them bleed from the brain. It's making them. This ain't alcohol, and this ain't marijuana. It's a lot, 13 times worse from what I'm told.
I know, I seen that. And when them kids ought to start watching TV, start watching the news, see what's going on, they may well learn. The parents ought to take their children, make them sit down with them, and watch the news.
Let me tell you, watch the news. They have. There's been a big dent in it. They have, because I'm going to tell you, a lot of parents have come up to me in the last 6 months and said, thank you and your crew for letting us know what's happening. And that's the biggest reward we get in this business, is when that happens. And I can't tell you how many kids have been sat down because of these reports. The problem is there's still kids who are vulnerable. There's still adults going to buy it for kids and giving it to the kids. So, we could say, yeah, they can go get it somewhere else. We could use that excuse about everything in life. Yeah. But sometimes you got to cut it off right where you're at.
That's right, boy. Yeah. I know, I agree with you. I'm with you 100% with that. I'm proud of what you're doing. I'm glad you're doing that. I believe a lot of people are too glad what you're doing. It takes more people than you to do that. A lot of other people ought to start doing it. A lot of other TV stations ought to start doing this. Radio stations ought to start doing this. Talk about it. Ought to get on talk shows and talk about that. People on talk shows start talking about this stuff. Maybe that will stop. Not enough TV shows are doing it. A lot of more TV shows that do like you do. I believe that will help a lot, boy. A whole lot of me. The whole country would be hearing it, And Martin, I want to say one more thing. I know you got a lot of other calls and everything. And for that money there for the levees, I hope they build y'all levees, bro. I hope they fix Terrebonne Pass and everything. The other places, I hope somebody in office don't steal this money. I hope it goes in the right place where it should go. If somebody do steal the money, Martin, and they find out who does it, I think they ought to tar and feather them. Yeah. I think they'll tar and feather them for that,
No, I agree. I agree. And one thing I know Gordy Dove has worked tremendously hard. As a matter of fact, the lock system on the ship channel is going to be named after his son, Bubba Dove, who was killed in a tragic auto accident.
I know that.
You know, and it's funny all the time. You get top stories of somebody breaking into his house because they're on some kind of drug and this and that, and it gets top billing all the time, but there's never a top billing for Gordy when he gets a lock built that's going to protect the whole parish.
That's right.
You know, so sometimes our priorities are mixed up.
Yeah. You see, people got to start realizing, like you said, God is doing a lot. But that man, he can't do everything by himself, man. He's trying, don't get me wrong, but he needs other people get in there with him, other politicians. You know, the man is trying, but he needs other politicians getting there with him, you know?
Yep.
And to work with it, you know. And one more thing I want to say, Martin, before I close this. What I don't understand, the president is supposed to open the oil reserve to make the price of gas down. The oil reserve is supposed to be open. Why the gas is going up, I don't know. And, you know, when the price go down, they take a month and a half before the station go down with it. When it goes up, they go up the same day with it. And I believe the law to do something about that.
I give you one word: greed.
Yeah.
Greed.
Yeah, greed. That's what's wrong with this country, boy. Greed. See, like everything else, you got people right now. I ain't gonna mention their names. Like me, I fish all my life, more to make a living. I'm where I can't sell my fish no more. I can't keep nothing in the lake no more. People steering it, they're running it. They got people retired off a job, making good money, retire early, get the retirement money. They go out there, do the same thing I'm doing, and turn around and sell this stuff a lot cheaper than I could sell it. And I can't sell myself because they're selling this stuff cheaper. And they're making money double. They're making cash money and plus getting retirement with that. That hurting the poor people that they ain't got no retirement coming in. You know, I'm not jealous of nobody, don't get me wrong, but if they want to still work more, they should stay on the job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I hear you, and I feel for you. But
like you said, a lot of greed in this country.
Unfortunately, this is America, so if somebody does want to go have a second job, that they are entitled to, but they got to do it within the same laws that you're doing it under.
Yes, sir.
All right?
Yeah, see me, I can't get a job, man. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't got no good education. Then I'm just here, but I try to do things. I still try to do things because I'm just here. I still try to work. I mean, I hurt, I'm in pain and everything else. People might not believe it, but I still out there trying to do something. Now, I'm not lazy. I don't sit down and watch TV all day. I'm out there trying to do something.
Well, that's admirable, though. I mean,
a lot of people don't do nothing, lies about it, you know.
And I respect you for it because I've talked to you about it several times over the years, and I do respect what you stand for.
Oh, okay, Martin. Have a good evening.
Thank you. I appreciate it. HTV, welcome to Bayou Time. You're on the air. Go ahead, please. Hello. Hello, you there?
Hey, Martin.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm here. Look, I wanted to ask you a question.
Okay.
Remember years ago, Royal Pellegrin built a bridge in the end of Montague for people to go fishing. Whatever happened to that road he was supposed to build and put walls out there, people would go fishing crabs or fish going towards the Gulf area, you know? Any idea what could happen to that project? That was a few years back.
Yeah, I think that was probably before I was even on the air. That was a long time
ago. Yeah,
it
was a good while back.
Yeah, that was over 20-something years ago. So I'm not quite sure. I would be only guessing at that one because that was quite a while back.
Yeah, I was just wondering about it because we need a place to go fishing. You know, they just opened up the Alden Road. It was closed for quite a while after the hurricane because they have no shoulder to park your cars.
Yeah.
But now they got it open where you can fish crabs or fish whatever you want.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, and that's the key, especially in Terrebonne Parish, is how you can best allow traffic to go through, but also allow people to stop and enjoy what God has put in our own backyard, and that's to try to go out there and catch fish or take your kids or your grandchildren fishing with you. And it just seems like, you know, things have changed over the years, not just in the last few years. Over the years, it's been a gradual change, and we're at this point. But sometimes the good old way is the best way, you know. I agree with you on that.
Yeah, well, anyway, next time I talk to Michelle, I'm going to see if he can know anything about it. Maybe he can, do something about it.
All right. I'm sure he'll listen to you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Martin.
We have to take a break, Jay? All right, we do have to take a break. Coming right back to the phone lines, 879-1231. Appreciate you hanging on. Got some hot topics rolling tonight. And once again, if you have seen the bath salts in the potpourri, and I know some of you have, get involved. I want people to know what you're seeing and what's out there. We'll be right back.